Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a Saving a Disaster campaign playing as Sparta in Rome 2. And as much as I get exacerbated with this game, the previous video did really well. Now I don't know if it was the thumbnail or the situation, but I don't know. But anyway, I got another save file that was really similar to it, except way worse. And I thought, well, we'll see if we can get 2 good videos in a row out of Rome 2. We'll see. Anyway, so the situation here is... it's extremely bad. A true disaster, I guess. We're very late in the campaign. It's like 180 turns into it. Which means that all the AI is quite developed. So we can see here, if I go into diplomacy, Massilia is really strong, allied with a bunch of people who we're at war with. So they're allied with our civil war, and also allied with Carthage. So we are completely surrounded by people who are significantly stronger than us. Even our civil war is way stronger than us. So things don't look good. But because we have this little island here, they're really struggling to finish us off. So we can easily survive here, but that's not the goal of the game, to simply just survive the end turns. We have to get back onto the mainland and actually start winning the campaign. So that's going to be the challenge of this campaign, this one here. So, looking at things, I've had a little bit of an assessment of the situation, and I know what we need to do. We need to make some hard decisions very early on. This fleet here, whilst it is good, okay, these units are like twice as expensive as our other units. So we could either keep this and just stay here indefinitely, or we can disband it and start recruiting a more effective fighting force to actually take the fight to the enemy. Now, another thing that we should try to do is increase our finances as much as possible. Even though we've only got 1 province, there's only so much we can do with that. But we can try to increase our finances as much as we can to make ready for when we head over there. So, let's see here. It says here this is making -1 food, but we've got 2 food surplus. I think that's because of this. No, hang on, where is it? This, yeah. That's what's keeping him under control. Now, food is very important. So, if we grab this here in 8 turns, instead, we can get another +5 food, which will really help us, right? Because I want to take Eulalia. Now, I looked at Eulalia, and it's at -10 food, so we would need quite a significant food surplus in order to take it. So, how can we get that done quickly? Because it shouldn't... I'm not going to wait around for 8 turns for this tech to get done, and then not even be able to get it. So, we're going to convert... we don't have any money. We don't have enough money. So, we can't do it this turn. We'll have to do it next turn. I don't like dilemmas. I just don't want to deal with it. Also, the politics is in bad shape, so that needs to be fixed up as well. All of this stuff is going to take time and money. We are not ready to make an attack anywhere out there. But I think if I was going to launch an attack, I would want to land... Ooh, where would I want to land? My gut tells me to head over here, but my brain tells me maybe over here, although... yeah, I don't know. Well, look, we don't have to do this right now. Let's get things set up. So, looking at these buildings, this one here reduces food by 1 and gives us 5% melee attack upon recruitment and 1 recruitment capacity. We don't need that building, so let's get rid of that for something economical. Right? Over here, I'm going to recruit... Periakoi hoplites. And we're going to disband this. Then we're also going to increase the taxes to max. Which, how much does that increase our finances by? It's not a lot. But public order is under control, and it's already grown as much as it can. Now we're probably going to have to convert this to fish in order to take Eulalia. Otherwise we will have a food deficit, and that would just... that'd be just like the worst thing that can happen in this game, a food deficit, because then you just take attrition. Diplomacy, I had a little look into it. There's just no point. Everyone sees us as basically dead. They don't want to trade. Plus, we have no resources, so that's just the way it is. Alright, now in politics, I see here that these two... It just hasn't been maintained well. Now, I don't blame people for doing badly in politics in this, because the politics system in this is so not fun. I'm sure there's probably one or two people out there that are like, I think the politics system is pretty interesting. No, okay? You have something wrong with you if you think that this is interesting. It's a bad system, okay? Because what it does is it punishes the player and never, ever, ever rewards them for anything. So that's why it's bad. You have to have mechanics that are rewarding to master, not punishing if you master it. So we need to get these two here married, because they're not married, but they're also old. You're 76 years old, so you kinda... Thing is, it costs money to do all this shit. Because what this does, by putting extra family members into their tree, it'll make it so much less likely to get into a revolt. Because just having like one level up will give them just a base extra 2 loyalty, and all they have to do is sit there. You don't have to pay them any upkeep or anything like that. And they can essentially stay there indefinitely, because if they die, you just get their wife to remarry. And if their wife dies, we just get the dude to remarry. Okay? It saves you not having to purchase a lot of generals all the time. Same thing with your family tree. Try to actually make sure that your generals are married and adopt these people so that you just don't ever have to purchase new generals. And we've got to keep that under control, because I don't think we can have a civil war with only one settlement, but I don't know. I don't really want to put that to the test, to be honest. Alright, so that's what we'll do this turn here. I did also see that they've got a dude that's like really, really old. Yeah, he's 87 years old. We need to get him to start adopting as many people from here as possible before he dies. Otherwise, his gravitas will just disappear otherwise. So we're just seeing who can adopt and who can't. And then, you know, free levels up. You gotta do the first one. The first one's free. How can you not do it? Guy's the faction leader. Problem is, though, that's actually reducing loyalty. Now I've actually put myself at risk. That's okay. It's only 10% risk. It's not that much. Alright, let's move on. I probably shouldn't have done it that much, to be honest. Alright, there's nothing else I can do. Now, ideally, we don't want to be recruiting Periakoi. We want to be recruiting Spartan hoplites. Most of the time in this game, auto-resolve. If the odds are in your favor, and you can win via auto-resolve, you should. Because you'll get way better results than if you fight it manually. Because this is legendary difficulty. No, not necessarily, because there's lots of things you gotta take into consideration. When you auto-resolve, you might take more casualties, but the casualties at least be evenly spread out. Another thing is that you'll most likely wipe out the enemy force. So even though you might take on more damage, you end up doing more damage to the enemy. Like I said, the auto-resolve in this is completely unbalanced. It just rewards laziness. Alright, so they're coming in here, and we could probably fill up our troops with some mercenaries and just have them for the turn. And we'll just have a little probe here. Alright, I reckon if we hire a couple more mercenaries, they'll be able to win there. Mercenary hoplites. Yeah. Alright, let's go for 2. We'll see how that goes. Yep. And here's the thing, if we don't lose any units, then it just doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, that's a great result. Because another thing to consider on legendary difficulty is that the AI gets super buffs in melee, right? And that if I had gone into that battle, I don't think I could have done that well. Under any circumstance. Like, I would have had to work my bloody ass off to do that well. And I could just do better by press of a button. But don't get me wrong, if there's a situation where we have to fight the battle manually, I will. But in Rome 2, you're better off having high tier armies. I've already explained sort of the unbalance between the AI buffs. We've got low tier units, so going into fights manually at this stage with low tier units, bad idea. Okay, then we'll disband them. We lost no units, so it's fine. We got to replenish, but as far as I can tell, that was all we had to deal with. Alright, so over here, we need to be focusing on money. We could build a barracks, but I know that there's a barracks here, so that's what I want to take. And I want to convert this to fishmonger, because that'll provide us with the food that we need to capture Alalia. I could destroy this, but that is providing a decent amount of money. So I kind of want to leave that there.
Commander. We hunger for battle.
Okay. Well, we definitely need to recruit something. I want to do just a little bit of political action, because this guy here is kind of old. I need to make sure he's married. So that... yeah, so that if he does die, we can essentially just revive him for free. I know there's always like a lot of incentive to like try to get to here, and by having as few people in the enemy political parties as possible, it helps to spread this, but there's better ways of increasing it. I believe one of these things over here can get you extra influence. I can't remember which one, I always forget, but it is there. Yeah, that guy died last turn. So we could do another marriage, but this guy's only 41. You're only 41 as well. Is there anyone out there who's going to be able to start adopting new people? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so who are you? You are... Eurofon. Where are you on this? There you are. Alright, his authority is 4. I'm just thinking, okay, so that's going to go up to 5 apparently next turn, which means he should be able to adopt people with zeal of 3 or less, so he just won't be able to adopt this person. Okay. I'd like to get him married, but like I said, we do need to recruit as well, so we've got to keep that going. Because we've got to capture that settlement. We've got a good amount of income coming in at the moment for the situation, and we just need to play the waiting game for a while, making preparations for an invasion of the mainland. Now, the thing is, when we make the invasion of the mainland, we're probably going to be abandoning Corsica and Sardinia. We're just not going to be able to defend it. Now, back when Rome 2 first came out, having the basic garrison defending a settlement against a full stack was totally viable, because the AI would often just throw their units right under boiling oil. But the AI has massively improved since then, and they just don't do that anymore. In addition to that, the towers are no longer, you know, machine guns. They no longer destroy a unit with every arrow. And now they have the impact of a wet noodle. So walls and defensive sieges, you're still basically pitting your strength versus their strength to a small degree. I mean, you can use choke points and stuff like that, but for the most part, stats win out on legendary difficulty. So it makes it pointless, basically trying to defend a settlement. Unless you've got a proper army there defending, it makes it pointless. Alright. So, politics. Good. We can adopt. That's what we need to do. And adopt everyone that we can. House of Politics. Alright. Don't do too much stuff. So many things that you need to do that you just didn't. This guy here's not old enough. Okay.
Ready for battle. We hunger for battle.
Yeah, we can't capture that until this is done, so we have to be patient here.
Come, fight with us.
There's a plane going overhead. Might hear a little bit of background noise. Okay, and
We hunger.
now the thing is, in auto resolve, these slingers actually perform really badly. It's all about like the melee defense really, and these guys have loads of it. Once we get Spartan hoplites, they're way more efficient as well. Also, we should get ourselves an agent. Maybe that would be more important than recruiting. Get ourselves one of these. If we could get one to reduce the upkeep, yeah. Won't reduce it by very much at the moment, but he doesn't require any upkeep. He will make his worth to us, unless he's like 50 years old to begin with. 35. We can make our worth with that. I don't know. And then let's move on. It's gonna be a lot harder to fix this one than it was the Rome one. Because, in my opinion, Sparta just isn't as strong as a faction as Rome. Especially in the late game. So one of these women died, and then we can just... It's a good thing we got her married, because now her husband can essentially just revive her. That way. It's way cheaper than having to hire a new politician. Way cheaper.
At your command.
So this will... Okay. 3063. Let's see how much this saves us.
Do they all require
300 a turn. That's not bad at all. And considering it's not a full stack, and it's not even got our best units in there just yet, that's pretty decent. Alright, so, you know, they're coming in. 17 units versus 16. Plus, we've got the garrison here. They're not going to stand a chance. Okay. So, let's try to get as much wealth out of this as possible. Doesn't really matter what the public order is. Let me have a look at this stuff here. So, 160 wealth from local commerce. Let me just see what else we can get. Well, that's better, because it doesn't even use up any food. And do we even have any culture income coming from here? Yeah, a little bit, but, you know, 20% on top of that's not a whole lot. Thing to consider is that it'll take about 15 turns before you start making a profit off that. Because you got to consider the tax rate's like jacked up. It's like 80% extra. We've got the money at the moment. Okay, we have to do some politics this turn. Oh wait, didn't I already? Alright, so... And let's move on. Now, when we do land, wherever we do decide to land, we'll need to loot a hell of a lot. Which is good and bad at the same time, because it'll cause a lot of slaves to show up and a lot of public order problems, but it'll finance our war to come. Now, the thing is, we can wait as long as we need to, because the AI is not going to get any stronger than this. They're basically just sending their forces around. All of these settlements should be maxed out, developed, whatever. So, biding our time for as long as possible will increase our chances. Going now is basically ensuring defeat. It's no concern of ours. So they're just probing us there.
We hunger for battle.
Those are transports, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so we got 2 turns until it's viable for us to take Alalia.
Ready for battle.
But we have to defend against the potential of this guy here attacking. We can easily capture it, I think, with what we've got here. So what we should probably do is hire another army rather than get a fleet, because fleets are, well, fleets are really good against enemy transports. There's no doubt about that. Another thing to consider as well is that the previous building had 4 ships. This one will only have 2 ships for the garrison. Not a big deal, but it is something to consider. Alright, so we want someone of our dynasty. I usually have our dynasty raise the armies, and I have other dynasties, other political parties run the fleets. That's usually how I run it.
Ready for orders. Are you ready to serve?
So, not too expensive there. Seems to be under control. And let's have a look at the politics. So that's starting to stabilize now, but we've still got a fair bit that we should do. His gravitas went down. Probably because he got married. Right, yeah, that would have done it. Shit, she's old. Probably best not to secure her a promotion. Yeah, right, do that. Yeah, I do not like the politics system in this game, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Get rid of the deceased. It just makes too much clutter. And they no longer matter anyway.
Ready
Okay.
for orders.
All good? Again, we could go into diplomacy, but, you know,
Does this pass for speech?
we're not going to get anything done. Just be patient. Because one province on the mainland is definitely more valuable than this province here. It's just a matter of where should we go. Who should we border? Because, like, the Spartan secessionists are sort of everywhere. Right? But if we come up over here, we're going to be bordering Massalia. And they're going to have a lot of armies. Because their Imperiums would likely be quite high at this point. So we might be able to afford 2 stacks at max. Don't know if I'll be able to afford 2 full stacks of Spartan hoplites. We'll see. So transport's coming in here.
Hunger for
Can't really justify leaving the area just yet. God damn, he ran his campaign right into the ground here, didn't he? And I reckon the big problem here is that if he had just managed his politics well, which isn't hard to do, okay, then he would have been fine. Because, like, his secessionists, they own so much territory. Which leads me to believe that he had all this territory at some point. Okay. It's alright there. Like I said, don't do too much, or else that'll get to -10, and then if it goes above -10, there's a chance. Best to keep it at 0%.
at your
Alright.
command. Commander, at your command.
If we go out there and attack that, there's a solid chance that they will... Actually, this might work. Let's see here.
Forgive me, but I cannot. To the ships for battle.
I was going to say a solid chance that they'll run away. Because this is, if nothing else, it's a good opportunity to just get a little bit of cash out of them. And also... get some experience for our forces. I'm not going to pursue them. Because we got to get back.
Your orders? Fleet reporting. Your orders?
But see, our army was at full strength. And if we can level up this general enough, we can manage to give him extra replenishment rate, which will really help us once we get into the fight. So leveling up your general is really important. The problem is that they die of old age before they get a good chance to become quite good. Alright. Let's get a few more guys. Actually, cancel one of them. And what we should do is, see these guys here, they don't take much damage in the auto resolve. And if you want to spread the casualties more evenly, you got to get basically spamming one unit type works better in auto resolve than having variety. It's stupid, I know. But if we also recruit one extra unit, watch this. Because it'll be mustering, men replenish per turn. An extra 5 men. So, you know, increasing his replenishment rate by 20%. 25%. However you want to look at it. It's not bad. And let's move on. So if we're not under too much threat, next turn we'll start trying to get to Alalia. I tell you which battles are kind of worth fighting manually. Naval battles when you only have a couple of ships. Because you can sink so many enemy transports. Okay, that's bad. Don't go to Alalia yet. That's bad. Because those are enemy. Everyone's an enemy. This is basically a This is Total War campaign right now. Because if we capture this, then they're just going to kill us. So, we've got the food that we need. Now we just need to be able to hold it. We've got plenty of income. So we can totally justify keep recruiting. That's not a problem. So get rid of the crap.
Sign up, lads, for a good and glorious life.
When we get there, we should probably loot it as well. Well, we'll see. Upgrading this costs 4 grand and... How long would it take? It'd probably take us about 20 turns to get our, maybe even more than that, to get a worth of that, because that's an extra 200, costing 4,000. Extra wealth from mining, yeah, which we don't have any mines. Which we could build one over here, because there's another, like a secondary auxiliary build, military barracks there that we don't need. Yeah. Can see if they'll trade. It wouldn't be worth anything anyway.
In a spirit of Olympian hospitality, I welcome you and will listen with care.
It'd take 20 turns for that to become worth anything.
I am sorry. I gain only the scorn of the gods and my people if I agree to your proposal.
I'm just thinking long term. If we can get ourselves some assets, having another trade agreement could be quite valuable. And I don't think they're going anywhere. They're usually pretty hard to root out of their territory. And whilst we've got money at the moment, I don't know if that's going to be a good decision. Might very well not be.
It's Speak plainly and without idle purpose, and all will be well. The sure thrust strikes home after all.
But, you know, it increased our income by just the tiniest margin, and we'll see how we go with it. Let's go into politics now, have another little look. Everything seems somewhat okay. How are you going? You didn't gain a hell of a lot of gravitas from that victory. Ugh. That's unlucky. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Ready for battle.
See, we don't really have any corruption, so that's not really an issue. Okay, that's fine. So a fair bit of money potentially can come out of this.
But do not wrap them in lies. The spirits know truth.
No, they're not friendly, so... Let's just hope that we do actually manage to get a profit out of that trade agreement with Rhodes. Thinking long term here, rather than short term. They definitely got the better deal out of it, obviously, but... Sometimes you need to make a hard deal that'll pay dividends in the long run. Maybe. Because if we can manage to get some assets, like some grain or some wine, sell it over to them, the trade value will increase for us. Well, it seems like the Insuberas, they want to come straight for us. So it might be a good idea to get a small fleet together. Even just a basic one. Let's have a look here. I don't like these, whatever, I don't like the dilemmas. I just don't know the answers to them. Can't be bothered looking them up. Alright, so we'll be at full strength by the time they get here. Alright, we gotta get a fleet in here. Alright, I will get one of our family members on the fleet. Just needs basic troops.
Assembling the fleet. Ready for battle. Come, fight with us.
Okay, that all looks fine. Got plenty of food. So the food surplus is really good because it gives us lots of extra replenishment. That really helps. Or gives us a bit of extra replenishment. This guy leveling up's good as well, so that we can reduce them upkeep costs.
Commander.
Good, so it's all just a Periokoi spam. That's fine. And we get the extra... What do we get from this? Wealth from agriculture, and we'll get the 5 extra food. Nothing spectacular, but that'll help us if we ever capture a region that just doesn't have any food, or has a negative balance of food. Just having that base food in reserve help us to not have problems. Because the AI, they have a tendency not to build up the food regions, because they get a heap load of base food for free. And you have to take that into consideration. At the beginning of the campaign, it's fine, you don't have to worry about it, because most of the buildings don't consume food. But at this point in the campaign, when everything's like tier 3 or tier 4 buildings, yeah, they're going to have built up the buildings, and it's going to be like -10 food, like Alalia. So with that, 10% replenishment. So that is we can afford to fight constantly with that. Getting food is good. Alright, so looking at that, if we go to here, we get an additional 70, but we're good for now. Because that's going to take a long time to research. Next thing I might want to try to get to is here, because this will give us extra recruitment slots, reduce the upkeep cost a little bit. But I have to go through this one here first. What does this do? Replenishment rate for armies. Yes, 5%'s not bad. Let's see here. Reduce siege costs. No, that's not important right now. You've done most of those. You don't really need that. Done all these, that's good. Reducing corruption is normally what I prioritize, but that's if we were going to expand in a big empire, which we're not. So we'll go with that for now. And then we need to wait for these guys to get over here. They look like they're going to be mostly basic troops.
Ready for orders. We need good, strong men. Ready for orders. It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people.
And we just need to prepare for that. That's all I can do. It is what it is. Moving on. I guess that's another thing about Rome 2. 1 turn per year is so bad. It really does need to be at least 2 or 4 turns per year in order to make the game work. I know it like covers like centuries, and if you put it on 2 or 4 turns per year, you're never going to see beyond a century into the campaign. But at the same time, you just don't get attached to your characters with 1 turn per year. Because like you get them, they get to level 5, and then, oh look, you're 70 years old. Great. Recruit a champion. We don't need a champion here right now. So I really want to capture Eulalia, but we can't until these guys here leave us alone.
Yes.
Now what I could do is send the fleet in a suicide mission over here. They probably won't win, but we could sink a lot of them. Could do that. Don't think I'm gonna do it though.
Commander.
We'll just stay here. And I think we've got enough troops. Actually, now that I think about it, if they made the attack here, there's actually 4 armies in this area here. It's like not including this one. So it's clear to me that they want to launch a sea invasion here. What we could do, if they're going to go ahead with this, to give them just that little bit extra enticement, I could send him over here, because I'm confident that I could win that battle with what we've got right here. Because we've got this fleet here, that's 9, and then so we've got 11 ships. Those 11 ships will sink a lot of their ships. Because if they want to land, that's the best spot for them. But there's no landing point over here.
Ready for battle.
But we got to make some progress. We're not making any money anymore. We're not making much money. So if we have a look at this, our trade income 313. Looking at roads 63. We got to get some more assets. Now there's nothing at Eulalia. Don't think they have fish there. No resources, but it's that barracks that I'm after. Jaws of death closing around us here.
Ready for orders.
So yeah, we can win that, but can we hold it? Don't know. Won't know until we try. Whew, 4,000. The biggest downside of this is gaining slaves, which causes big-time public order problems, but that's a lot of money. Still, I am not going to do that because I think we're going to be here for a lot longer, and we just don't need those problems. Yeah, we'll still be able to maintain public order. Alright, so the Periakoi camp, we don't need that, get rid of it. And we can see that our food supply has gone down significantly, but now we have access to Spartan hoplites. It increased our income by 600, that's good. This over here needs to be converted to... well, it doesn't need to. Yeah, I think it should be converted over to fish. Because we're not going to utilize artillery ships, which, you know, are good. But these do the job just fine. Since there's so many transports around here, I think we do actually need... I mean, they're cheap and they work really well against a transport army.
Ready for orders.
If they can ram, that's the thing. They changed it a while back so that not all ships can ram. It used to be the case that everything could ram. I don't know anymore. That also provides us with some decent garrison. Now we can actually recruit Spartan hoplites, which if we have a look at how efficient they are... 86. Wow, geez, they're way more efficient than Periakoi. Okay, well let's merge. We'll start phasing out the Periakoi, and they come with experience as well. Cool. Just be patient, and we'll get that army transferred over to that. And then, what about politics? Still, did you lose authority or something, dude? Wasn't he at 5? Or did this change? Because I don't remember giving him that. I remember giving him this. Okay, that's fine, because I need to adopt those people. I don't need to. We've actually got too many family members, to be honest. Like, for at the size of our empire, there's way too many family members. We just can't manage them all. Alright. So, good amount of income coming through at the moment.
At your command.
And let's move on. I don't think any of these chicken shit cowards have the balls to attack Corrales. Okay. It doesn't matter, we don't get the cavalry anyway. So another one of our political opponents died. So then we just, like I said, we just bring them back from the dead, like that. Saves us having to actually purchase them. Saves us a lot of money, especially at this part of the campaign.
Commander.
Alright. Okay, so if we grab this, the public order's fine, so if we grab this, extra 100 wealth from industry, eventually leading to 450, but a lot of public order penalties, with that. We could go with food, but food should be fine because of this. But looking at that, if we go down this chain here, we can get at 200 wealth from farming. And extra army replenishment rates, which is good. You know, for the province. I've always found this to be very useful. I think I'll go with grain pit just because, you know, food and money with no downside. How can you go wrong? Okay. They're trying to rile my population. It's okay, the public order's still fine. Now, let's see if 13 of our men just probe this. Ah, yeah, but it's not going to work because of this. Well, we could just... we could probe them with this army as well. If it doesn't work, we'll just withdraw. Ooh, damn, that's close.
Charybdis! Those waters never... It is... Recruiting more ships!
Okay. Fortunately, we're just not making enough money to... I could probably get one Spartan hoplite here.
We need good fighters.
Okay. The thing is, we're going to get to the point soon where we're not going to make any money in any given turn, and it's going to be hard to recruit anything new if I keep spending. But at the same time, we've got to clear out the filth here. We're almost at the point where we've got a large enough force where we can make an actual proper invasion somewhere. But like I said, I would really like to convert the Periakoi over to Spartan hoplites, but it's expensive. And like I said before, the enemy is not going to get any more prepared now than it will in 50 turns from now. But it's just also a matter of my time. I don't want to spend 5 episodes on this. I don't want to spend 2 episodes on this. Now that's a concern. Alright. They've hung this guy out to dry. I'll be able to actually get over there to assist, because it looks like they're going for the weaker target now. I thought we'd actually be able to handle that.
Retreat! Retreat! Commander! At once! Attack!
I'm glad that they stood and fought, because that just makes my job easy. Thanks for the money.
Your next command?
I think it's... okay.
Fleet reporting. It is an honor to serve.
Alright, we took one of their scorpions, but I don't want it, so get rid of it.
Yes.
You stay there. Maybe they're better manually resolved than in auto.
Ready for orders.
And we need you to get over here.
At your
Rapidos.
command. On the move. Ready for battle. Get moving, you wretches! Call this a garrison? We hunger for battle.
Got 1,000 gold to play with here. But the thing is, like, disbanding, just replacing units, like, the upkeep difference is 14. So we could replace all of this, and it would cost us an additional 200 and something, 300 per turn. But the recruitment costs, those are the problems. So what instead we could do is just not spend for a few turns, and every time we beat an army, we, you know, get a whole bunch of money, and then just make all the changes all at once we've saved up the cash. There will be a little bit of extra cash coming in from here, but then that's going to drop it down a little bit. We'll still need to upgrade that as well, so we'll need money for that. If I can get someone to embezzle, that would be great. But in order to do that, you require 6 cunning, and nobody's got that much cunning. Oh wait, this guy here does. But get quite a bit with that. -3 loyalty from all other parties. Okay. What we'll do here... Where is he? That's this one here. We'll kick him out. Just temporarily.
We hunger for battle.
And then next turn, we'll embezzle. And then we'll just bring him back in.
Ready for orders.
Fortune is merry.
That's it, you better run. Yeah, those guys there, like, parking their ass for decades at a time out at sea, that's really fucking annoying. How many settlements do these guys have? In Subris. Just the one. They got one settlement. Then again, I've only got two, and I can afford just as much, pretty much. So yeah, the replenishment rate's not great. Doesn't matter too much though.
Yes.
That's an actual fleet. So raiding is causing a little bit of public order problems. We could just lower the taxes and that'll solve it. I'd rather not. Alright, so time to embezzle. Oh, he must have had cunning as a general. Because now I can't do it. I don't need them. Like I said, we've got too many family members anyway. So we'll bring him back because it just isn't going to work.
We hunger for battle. Ready for battle.
Okay. How are we going to do this now?
Commander.
So that'll cost us 1,000 and give us an extra 60 wealth and help with replenishment rates. Same amount of food, but our food supplies are good with 10% extra replenishment all regions. I don't think that's actually affected the fleet. Which now I'm actually wondering if I should even have it. Thing is, we could launch an invasion force directly at Lily Biome if our guys could force march there as well. And once we're landfall here, we can get into Italy this way. But I'd probably need some intel. So they're looking like they're getting ready to attack. I'm going to bring this guy here back. What the hell? No, right, because he's got the agent attached, he can't force march properly. I'm going to bring him back to here. And you stay here. Okay, that's all I'm going to spend this turn. So if we look at this... Oh, I'll have to check it next turn. Alright, and let's move on. Another thing that we could do as well is we could send a raiding force, basically. He just goes there and just loots the crap out of everything he can until he dies. And then what we do is, with that money, we use that money to recruit a new army and basically just do the exact same thing again. To weaken the enemy constantly. Soften them up for the real invasion. Problem is, though, when we loot, we're bringing slaves back over here. It's going to cause public order problems. Although I think Sparta's okay for slavery because don't they have reduced public order problems with slaves? Or is that someone else? I can't remember. I'll have to look into their faction abilities because I can't remember it. So, now we're going to recruit a spy. So I can get an idea of what's going to be there when we arrive. In fact, we might even be able to hit Carthage as well. Loot that and then just go straight back. Maybe. We'll have to really look into it.
Ready for orders.
Oh well, their army is full of trash. Okay, so that's fine. If they attack there with one army, that's not a problem at all.
It is an honor to serve.
No, don't bother. Good, politics is all under control for now. They can't assassinate us out in the water. Okay, so we'll just save up the money, get ready for the mass recruitment. So let me just hang on, let me just check this. Yeah, so we'd have to be very careful with that. He wouldn't be able to actually land in Lily Biome. We have to actually make sure that the area is clear of counterattack. I mean, if he had just a tiny little bit of extra movement, he might be able to make it, but he's got to rank up, and he's going to need a couple of victories to get that. Unless something in here can give him extra movement range, which I don't think they will.
How may I serve you?
I don't know, whatever.
How can I be of assistance?
Yeah, defending Corsica and Sardinia is really difficult when that's all you own. And you have this many enemies. We have to find a place where we can get a choke point going. Yeah, you better run. I reckon our army could beat that in order to resolve. If not, I could send the other army to go and assist. And thanks to our high food, relatively high food, we'll replenish pretty quickly.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so apparently this guy will come out and assist. Let's just probe it. Yeah, we can beat him.
Ready for further orders. Make haste, men. At your command. Kill them all!
So, some easy wins there, good for experience. And, you know, a little bit of extra cash on the side.
Orders.
But our forces aren't in amazing shape. I don't think he can actually reach us over the end turn.
Ready for battle. Commander.
So, reducing the upkeep cost for them. That's one thing, but also replenishment rates, that's also really important as well. So, I'm going to go with that.
Ready for orders.
No point having a cheap army if it's dead.
for battle.
Okay, if I'm standing right there...
Advance.
Hang on, get a little bit closer.
At once.
The replenishment rate will get us up to full strength in 31 turns, but if I sit in the settlements, it'll replenish faster. It's just I was going to recruit something, but that'll just have to do. Yeah, it replenishes a little bit faster. It's fine.
We hunger for battle.
Alright, now we got to go get intel. If we keep them out in the water, they can't hurt us. So yeah, we've got to watch out for that kind of thing as well. So even with that, you could just go around them.
Charybdis, those waters, never.
Alright, we got a decent amount of cash saved up, but save up just a little bit more, I think. Alright, actually, let's start replacing some of these. I'm going to get rid of 2 of them. And get 2 Spartan hoplites.
Are you ready to serve?
Fuck it, I'll get 3. No. Because otherwise we're not going to make much money per turn. And then we just won't be able to recruit anything new. No, I'm not gonna bother building up this province anymore right now. So that's good, that's gonna finish, and then we've still got 12 turns till that. Or should we go with this for the extra replenishment for all armies and fleets? Because that only takes 6 turns. That would be good. Maybe I will go for that. And what else does it provide? Reduce upkeep costs for our fleets. No downside to that. Alright, moving on. So we just have to hope that Alalia doesn't come under attack this turn. The replenishment rate should be enough that we'd be able to handle anything after that. Okay, we're all good. Maybe I should have actually researched this first.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, it's a solid replenishment right there. Alright, and replacing 2 of our units didn't seem to make any impact on our finances at all.
At your cell, moving unseen.
At your command.
Alright, I'm gonna tell them to land.
How may I serve? Leaving the ship.
Because I want to know what's going on over here. It seems like Carthage is just not busy over here. What's Massilia doing down here? That's not good. Of course, I don't think I'd be able to hold this settlement, but we could make our way and just like loot our way to Brundisium. Because this guy here's got good movement, relatively. He can get himself another win. That extra campaign movement range would be useful. Plus there's this, whereas this guy here has got... Okay. Yeah, maybe keep this guy behind while he makes the invasion. Well, if that's the case, then what we should be doing is preparing his army with Spartan hoplites. Just try and hold onto this with whatever we can. Or send both armies. Could do that. Also, another thing. Let's have a look. Well, these buildings here, because they're Greek, and I think, well, not, they're Hellenistic. I can't remember if they need to be converted or not. Syracuse would be great for food. Can't remember if they need to be converted. Because if we manage to take Syracuse and we can utilize it, we can recruit our troops from there.
We hunger for battle.
Alright. Rather than replacing units, I'm just going to recruit new
Need
New Spartan hoplites. And I'm going to prepare for this attack. They're not going to be able to reach Alalia this turn. How's the garrison? Has it fully recovered yet? It hasn't. All this time it still hasn't recovered yet. Maybe we'll stay here one more turn.
Ready for battle.
And maybe I'll actually replace them. And we'll replace 2 here. Because the thing is, it's cheaper in this army. And replace 2 here.
We hunger for battle. We need good fighters.
Okay, in preparation for this invasion. Because yeah, Carthage does not have adequate defenses down here. And you always have to try to attack where the enemy's softest, especially if you're not particularly strong. Although Massalia looks like they've caught wind of what we're doing. Either that or they're just routinely traveling the area. And it seems like the Spartan secessionists are on their way to Alalia, so we either defend it or we get ready to migrate now. And if they're heading over to Alalia, then they'll move their way down to Corsica, and they might just find that there's nothing here for them. So, do we do this, do or die now? This army is not a problem.
You moving unseen.
Pretty sure that guy's still out there. We can get one more turn of recruitment. Even the fresh recruits have more experience than these guys, because they lose experience as they replenish. Now's our chance, I think. We gotta make the run for it. Alright, we'll have one turn with which to replenish, to recruit some units.
Hunger for battle. It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people.
I wonder if I should keep you out. Yeah, I'm gonna keep... No, you stay right there.
At you, unseen.
We're gonna head over to Lily Biome. We should be able to take it next turn. And over here, I'm going to demolish this because I don't want them to be able to make use of it. I'm not going to demolish that because I'm making use of it now, but I'll demolish it next turn if they. Yeah, we're gonna give up Alalia and we're gonna make a push down for Lily Biome, and really push hard now. It's go time. You know what I'll do as well? I'll even recruit another force, and even though he won't have any troops in him, if we need to, we can hire mercenaries when he gets there. If we need to.
Commander.
Oh, we can recruit more? Okay, fine. Well, then he'll get that one unit. So, weren't able to fix that up. I mean, I think I could defend against this, but constantly defending, that's no way to live. It's time to take back what's ours. Preparations have been made. Our army is much stronger. We've got a fleet to transport us there. Should be fine. And if you're thinking, why not have just kept the fleet that we had originally? Well, don't forget that we were barely making any money with that fleet, because it was like 3 times as expensive as what this current fleet is. And we just need escorts. We don't need super duper heavy invincible fleet. We need super duper heavy invincible army. So yeah, they're going to be taking that next turn. But they're dedicating a lot of force to come and take Alalia. And when they come down to Corsica, they're going to find it a complete ruin. We don't need any more characters right now. Alright, money-wise, it's time to go. Most of the stuff here won't replace. Won't get destroyed. Okay, yeah, you gotta stay there. Oh shit, it's winter.
Ready for orders.
Okay,
We hunger for battle.
it's time to head off.
Advance.
Pretty sure that force is still there.
Steady
Yeah.
as we go. Your orders. For the gods.
Out of my way, dipshit.
Ready for battle. Any man who drops out is left behind. Set up the watch. Fleet reporting. Set up a blockade.
So they're coming in to assist, but that's okay.
None shall pass. Yes. Put your backs into it. The waves still back your command. Make haste, men. Ready for battle. Faster, curse you all. Is there nothing else? Yes. Get the blockade set up.
Looks like some of our units actually got wiped out there. Oh, Spartan hoplites too. It's alright. And we'll need to loot it. It's a lot of money we'll gain.
Ready for orders. Fleet reporting. Yes.
I'll tell you what, you're lucky.
Fleet reporting. Making for port. Your orders.
So they do have an army here, but the other one there died.
Ready for orders. Ready for battle.
And we're going to recruit another army here. It's because when I said it's go time, it is go time.
We hunger for battle. Come fight with us. Yes.
If only I can get these guys over here.
Ship. Fleet reporting. Ready
I
for
might need to recruit some mercenaries just for the end turn.
At your command.
It'd be probably quicker if we just replace them later down the track. Alright. That should prevent them from being able to attack us here. So we can get our guys on the thing. Now another thing is like, we've committed to abandoning this. I can't possibly defend it, so leave it in a complete ruin. And then don't tax it. Because, okay, no, we can tax it for this turn, but don't tax it next turn because slums are going to appear there. So looking at Lily Biome, how's the food here? Minus 19. Things here need to change. I reckon just demolish this down to the ground as well. Because that's where all our food went. And if we do that, we're not going to have any food issues here. And also, that's going to give us a shitload of money. And like I said, I don't expect to hold this. I want to make my way over here. That's where I want to go. So it's all just one big raiding bloody horde of convoy until we get to somewhere safe.
My mind is sharper than any sword.
The big problem with Lilybiome is because the garrison recounts as an army and the garrison fleet counts as an army. Huh. They end up taking it. It's fine by me. We can only utilize 2 other forces. So it's actually a little bit of a weakness. Like the main army out in the water can't be utilized. Oh, they just sacked it? It's fine. I feel like they've come a long way to attack us. Good. So yeah, we're in some financial issues here, having demolished Corellis, and food-wise is okay. There's 0 food there, but there's going to be a lot of slums pop up, and that'll cause us attrition. So just preemptively, just nope on that. Unless we spend just a little bit of money instead, because it's worth 1,300. If we don't spend, yeah, because it's hard to say if they're going to capture it or not. I'm gonna nope on that, because this, if they take it, this will just transfer it over to our capital. I know we're at minus 4,000, which is bad, but we do need to build here. Let's just go with the basics. And we can get to Syracuse. Oh, right, there's also this here. I only needed it for the end turn. Oh, well, we can keep it for the turn when we're doing. And we may not need the fleet anymore. So, before we disband it, what if we sacked Carthage? Like, this guy here doesn't matter too much. If I bring him down...
Moving out. Fleet reporting. Get the blockade set up. Set up a blockade. Forming a blockade.
Come on, give us an easy win here. No.
Set up a blockade. Ready for orders. I don't care how tired you are. We still have a good win.
There it is. Man, look at the difference it made. Alright. 12,000 gained from that. Yoink, and it's not just that, because we're going to burn it to the ground. Alright. Now, you guys here, I don't want you to die. So, I mean, they can easily make it back there. There's nothing... Oh, there's a fleet over here. Honestly, it would be easier if I just re-recruited them back over this way. So, just disappear for now. You'll be okay. And then, bye-bye Carthage. We just came here to plunder your fucking city and take all of its wealth. And then, see you later, dipshit. Okay, now, I don't think I need the fleet anymore because I don't think it's going to survive. You did a great job. Okay, what's your name? Ah, yes. Okay, you're my fleet commander. I'll try to remember that. Probably won't remember, though.
Your orders.
Alright, now, I need intel out over here. What happened to the Carthaginian force out this way? There it is. So they're bringing in some serious firepower here as well.
Commander.
Probably more than what we can handle at this stage. So we need more troops.
Yes. Returning to land. Ready for orders.
So we're replenishing at a reasonable rate there. And then we'll get someone else back over here and just fucking recruit like crazy.
At your command.
Because if they put 2 armies in here, the funny thing is that they can... So if they put the 3 armies here, they can only utilize 2 of them at a time. Because the garrison... I don't know.
We hunger.
Could always hire more mercenaries.
Are you ready to serve?
How big's this army? 20, 20...
We
Okay.
hunger. At your command.
We've got enough money to last us multiple turns. And also, once this is smashed, that's going to give out a lot of money. Thapsus. You know what? Let's recruit someone of the other dynasty. Here.
Call this a garrison. We need good fighters.
And see if we can manage to loot this next turn. We just hire a bunch of shit mercenaries. And just try to basically finance ourselves this way. Because what this will also do, if we capture that, we'll just bleed Carthage dry. So they're like, oh my god, I'm so weak. And they just don't send reinforcements. That's just pretty good. So we're running off a looting economy at the moment. A lot of force coming down here to stop us. Now it's not the time to be stingy. Oh man, this secession force is so strong compared to us. Like in terms of just sheer number of troops. So, no slums appeared there.
We hunger for battle.
That's nowhere near going to be enough.
On the move.
How many units do they have? They got 6 and 4. So, I mean, we don't really have to count that for much. So maybe if we just had 7. I might need them for this. Let's just grab some mercenary javelin men, and we'll see how that goes to begin with.
We take this
Alright, cool.
settlement.
And this guy's job is just to finance our negative issue over there. Now, problem here is that a rebellion could show up and attack them over the end turn. And who really cares? We're not going any further than this. It's too far to go anywhere, so you've done your job. Well done. Good for you.
At your command.
And then we smash it down. And if you want to take the province, you take the province back. It's all good. It's all yours, Carthage. Now, if we go and take this, these forces here are going to be a problem. Now, looking at this, we can actually hit this dude. He's got 20. What's he got? He's got some Spartan pikemen. Fighting that battle manually could be a real pain in the ass.
We hunger for battle.
If we have a look here, I'm just trying to see how many of their armies. They're all coming in to assist.
At once.
According to this, I can't reach Syracuse anyway. Well, who fucking cares if they take Lilybium? It's their funeral, right?
Ready for orders.
We'll stand in the middle here.
On the move. Ready for battle. March.
We got enough money to last ages. And it's not our last settlement, so we won't take attrition. They can't reach us here. They capture it.
Path is blocked.
Good on them. Good job. Good on you. You're an idiot.
Make haste, men.
No matter what they do, they're an idiot.
Ready for orders. Soldiering. It's a good life.
What do you
Now, I just need you to keep intel over here.
moving unseen?
Commander.
Oh, right. I forgot to disband these mercenaries. I kind of need them. We're running off a loot economy here, so it's all good. Once we get rid of these armies here, we'll see how we go from there. They'll probably capture Corellis in the next turn or so. We've got enough money to last 10 turns at this rate, so we're okay. We're okay. So if they come over here with one army, then we can take Syracuse, right? Or we can just take it back, because that'll wipe out one of their armies anyway. The downside to this is that we won't get any replenishment, and these recruitments, it won't happen. So we'll just see. So one of these settlements is definitely going to fall. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on. Oh man, like I knew it was going to get crazy. I knew it was going to get crazy. It's going to take a long time to stabilize this as well. Mate, we're at nearly 90 minutes, but this is... Things are going to get worse before they get better. Maybe this might actually require a second episode, but I don't want to do a second episode on a Rome 2 one. So what are they gonna do? Enjoy. Enjoy this ruin of a settlement. So they didn't take Lilybium, and they did send an army over to Syracuse. What's this? Oh yeah, that's fine. Carthage has lost Carthage to rebels now. Because like we came over here not to hold the settlement, but to just fuck them up. This is the ideal situation there. Okay, money's a little bit better. Capital lost. Yeah, don't worry about any of that. Okay. One of their armies seems to be hidden. This guy here is actually kind of too far away to get back here now, except by force march. I don't know where their other army went. Like I said, if they want to take that region, it's absolutely fine by me. Oh, I'm blocking my own way there. And we need to disband those mercenaries. Oh, it's even better! This is even better than I expected. They sent 2 armies over here. Very nice.
Laying siege to the settlement! At your command. At once. Command. To victory! Ready for orders. March. We hunger. Wipe them out!
Like I said, fantastic. Just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thanks, idiot.
You have further orders?
And here's our here's our Spartan barracks here.
And honor!
We can still loot it and make use of the settlement as well. So, decisive victory. That takes out 2 of their armies. Lovely. And I'll be looting this. Thank you very much. We're running off a loot economy here.
Ready for battle.
Okay. Mercenaries took most of the damage. Great. Fuck off and die. Okay, that's most of our forces there. Most of our debt has been, or deficit has been cleared up. They're not strong enough to come and retake us. We'll sit here for the turn, obviously, because we've got good replenishment rate. And we're going to get an extra 5% soon.
Ready for battle. We hunger for battle.
Okay, the next stop for us is Cassentia. We make our way up to Italy.
Swifter than Hermes.
Yeah, there's nothing else there.
As you command.
Okay.
Commander.
So looking at Syracuse, what do we got here? Temple of Poseidon. Okay, we definitely don't need this. -8 food. They build that everywhere. Keep that there. But we can still make use of it all. There's definitely going to be a revolt. Hopefully it happens at Lilybium.
Ready for orders.
And let us recruit some Spartan hoplites.
Good fighters.
Can we recruit
Commander.
another one? No, it's fine.
Sign up, lads, for a good and glorious life. Commander.
Everything considered, our finances aren't that bad.
Ready for orders.
What's our slavery? It's got to be pretty high, 30.7%. And funny thing here, this region here is not going to revolt, but there's probably going to be loads of slums show up. Probably could have sent them over to Lepsis. Alright, let's see if anyone's going to trade with us now. Probably not, but let's just see. Are you impressed with my raiding abilities?
I trust
No.
you come with
Just forget about it. Oh, you know what? We've got a lot of money.
greetings to you. I trust you come with honorable
Let's
words
see.
that I can hear kindly.
No, okay, go eat a dick. How's our trade agreement with Rhodes coming along? Let me have a look. So with Rhodes, it's less than it was before. Okay.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle. Ready for orders.
Actually, what we should do here, cancel one of those, merge one of these. Because what this will do, as long as it's in the mustering stance, they'll get a tiny bit of extra replenishment. So from 31 to,
Soldiering.
it's an extra 5 men.
Good life.
I can't complain about that. Just leave that be. Yeah.
At your command.
Honestly, I think at this point here, the disaster is actually averted. Because we've got them by the balls. I don't know. Let me end the turn here and just see what happens. I know things kind of look shit, but he's safe now. We killed 2 of their armies. You've got so much money with which to force your way up through there. Your armies are way better. Carthage is just, you just don't have to worry about Carthage. Not really. Once these clear out these armies here, you just don't have to worry about Carthage as an enemy. So I don't know. Maybe I'll keep going a few more minutes. I guess it'll whether or not I do a second episode on this will largely depend on you guys. If you enjoyed this and you want to see a second episode, I'd say, you know, hit that like button, but honestly I don't care. It's just a matter of views. I guess I'll just let the analytics decide if I'm going to do a second episode. Oh, I think they assassinated my general there. So, I think he got wounded, not actually dead. No, that guy is the fleet commander. So, we got good loyalty happening here. And this stuff here is okay. You know, you get a little bit going on here and there. Oh, are you fucking kidding me, man? It just crashed. It's fucking crashed the game. Hang on, let me just get back into it. You fucking... We're right at the fucking end there, okay? Rome 2, it's a good game. It has no bugs. And the thing is, this happens all the time. And yes, I know my desktop is extremely messy, okay? Alright, we're good. Fucking hell. Alright, so that's that. Let's go with this. Yeah, let's go with that. So what was I doing? I was in politics, and I was going to adopt one of them, and that's where it crashed. I believe I was trying to adopt him. Let's see if it'll crash again. Fucking stupid game. Fucking hell. God damn it. Okay, so we can't adopt him. Okay, it won't let us. Alright. You know, the real difficulty with playing Rome 2 is actually playing Rome 2. Just not having the game crash constantly. We'll try adopt someone else. Alright, so it was just him. For some reason, he just won't get himself adopted. For whatever. It could be because he's his father-in-law or something. Sometimes it's weird like that. What if... Do the woman instead. Doesn't matter, we'll just generate a new family member like this. Cool. And that's how we just generate more family members all the time. Because like he's been married to her for ages and they haven't produced any children. It's just that's really common in this game where they just don't produce children. It's fine. As long as we've got enough family members to get generals from, that's all that matters there. Alright, now we can actually continue with that stupid politics system crashing all the time. Alright. So, there's a rebellion going on over here. It makes no sense for us to actually finish it off. Unless we want to come over here and smash them, but that would actually be kind of difficult. We need to be moving in on the enemy. I think the guy from here marched up this way.
Ready for battle.
I want you to stand here.
On the move. You have further orders?
Okay, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna recruit a champion because I want him to be basically the super soaker for the enemy agents rather than my heroes, my generals.
At your command.
So you're in excellent shape. I want you to. Oh man, you can actually make it too, Cossentia.
We hunger for battle. Ready for battle.
Ready for orders.
I didn't think he'd be able to reach here this turn. Let's just look up ahead to make sure we're not gonna die right away.
The road again.
Yeah, see, that's
Can I be of
a bit of a concern there.
Ready for battle.
Because this guy here, he can actually reach. No, not if we put someone in the way. He won't be able to actually catch up and assist. If someone's standing right there, he won't be able to do it.
Ready for orders.
Risky shit. Risky indeed. So, Massilia's bringing in some big guns. Okay. Maybe we should stay here for the turn.
Commander.
And continue recruiting.
Ready for battle.
Alright.
Commander.
I could clear out this rebel army here for experience, if nothing else. Alright, so you come back.
March. Ready
We
for
hunger
orders.
for battle. March.
We hunger
You
for
come here. You know what we could do? Go into ambush stance. No, you won't be able to, but you could.
At your command. Make haste, men. Laying an ambush.
We
sir.
hunger for battle. Are you ready to serve? Ready for battle. Soldiering. It's a
Alright. We've got so much money, it's fine, but, you know, we have to fix this up at some point. Alright, that Massilian force ran away. And that one's... Okay, we should actually be fine to go up to Cossentia. Could actually take Lilybian back as well. The thing is, the lily biome is not going to be worth anything now because I left it as a bloody smoldering ruin. Even if we were to loot it. See, like I said, we're having him just soak up those enemy agent actions. So he straight up died. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll tell you what, we'll end the episode here. I think I'm gonna have to do a second episode, but this should be, well, you know what? We'll see how this episode does. If this episode performs like crap, then I don't see the point. But I know I could keep improving the situation. It might look like crap, but we are actually in a better spot now than we were before. Because that was so hard to defend. At least from here we're on the attack, and we can keep looting. And we got 50 grand in the bank, you know, and we can make our way up here if we want to. And we do have spies, and we do have money to work with, and we've got food, so we're okay. I know things look bad, but it's going to be a tough one to get out of the situation. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. So like, subscribe, and all that shit. And you know, if you guys enjoy this, I'll do a second episode, and if not, well, we'll just move on to another disaster. Alright, see you next time, fuckers.